Hello and welcome to My Mom's Basement, presented by Barstool Sports, and a very special Invincible Season 4 recap edition of My Mom's Basement. But not just that. It was a huge week in the basement for nerd news. We got a new Spider-Man trailer. We got a new Dune trailer. And we're going to talk about Me, Myself, and Irene, because we teased it last week. I keep going to call it, Clem, You, Me, and Dupree. I keep going to swap those movies up. I know it's, very similar sayings, but I just can't get Me, Myself, and Irene right. I go to say You, Me, and Dupree in my head every time.
Yeah, that's I guess that's the there. I feel like there's a couple other movies that hit that same boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
But we honestly, once we started, once everything came out, Invincible had the 3 episodes, which I had remembered, and then Me, Myself, and Irene. I was like, maybe looking back, I shouldn't have thrown that one on the list. We have a lot of homework to do for just ourselves, let alone the great basement boys and girls out there. But hey, we got it done. We have plenty to talk about today.
Plenty to talk about. Before we get into everything, quick basement keeping. We've got a new Super Critics out now with special guest Large. We are breaking down 1987's Masters of the Universe, starring Dolph Lundgren and Courtney Cox. It's like Courtney Cox's first big movie after she did the Bruce Springsteen music video. It's another one that sucks, Clem. It's just another one where we're in this absolute zone of suck. Next week, we have Dolph Lundgren's Punisher. But after that, we've got the Batmans. We've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. So we're very, very close to seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, I feel bad because I'm pretty sure when we talked to Large in the basement about Masters of or He-Man in general, he had said how much that movie sucked.
Yep.
And then it's like, hey, Large, you want to come back and dive even deeper into how much that movie sucked?
We do dive into it as well. Like, I think it's a very interesting episode because Large did, the research that he does for all of his podcasts,
yes.
Twisted History and all that. And he came with a lot of knowledge that we had no idea of. He's pointing out, Courtney Cox's mom in this movie is actually Chris Pine's mom in real life. Like, fun facts that we were like, what? That's fucking crazy. There's a lot of interesting stuff that went into the Masters of the Universe movie that's just dreadful. I assume you haven't seen it, right?
No, I that's something I honestly can't do to myself because it was such a big part of my life, the cartoon growing up and the toys. So doing that would probably shatter me. And unfortunately, it probably shattered Large at a young age. Large he is such a good researcher and he's such a wordsmith that all that stuff together just puts him as a content beast. So
yeah, but don't take that as boring, the research and wordsmith, because he's also still Large. He showed up and said, I think the movie would have been better if someone popped a boob out.
He's a giant asshole in the nicest way possible, too.
Yeah.
So, perfect.
So check that out. I think it's a really good episode. And again, there's a tour on the channel right now of one of the nicest Vegas suites out in Las Vegas. It's one of the nicest hotel rooms, I would say, in the world. It's just an absolutely insane thing. Barry Manilow's staying there now. Again, big YouTube is trying to push that video down. They're trying to say, this ain't you. Stick to the basement, stick to the podcasts, and I'm trying to push it back up, trying to create some variety in the basement,
Yeah, the big YouTube got me good. That was a good one. The algorithm, it wants simplicity. It does not like eclectic mixes. The algorithm just gets kind of does the Brandon Walker Chick-fil-A every day, doesn't do the chopped salad with 20 different ingredients. So it's being a bitch.
All right, let's get into the nerd news. We've got a lot to talk about. First things first, Spider-Man Brand New Day. The first official trailer. There was a leaked trailer a month and a half ago that we were watching in 240p filmed on someone else's iPhone on their iPad. It was very hard to tell what was going on. This trailer, there are some things that it's hard to tell what's going on, but for different reasons. Some of the things that they're teasing, some of the things with possibly Sadie Sink's character and whatnot, but it's a really, really good trailer, in my opinion. We see a ton of villains. We're seeing the Hand, Boomerang, I think Tarantula, Scorpion. Tombstone's going to be in this, but he's not in the trailer. There's rumors of Mr. Negative being in this, and he's not in the trailer. It's going to be packed with rogues. Spider-Man's going through changes. His body's changing, some organic webbing. We hear a spider has different life cycles. MJ is dating someone new at college. This also takes place 4 years after the last Spider-Man when they were applying to college.
Oh, okay.
So they should be about finished, Ned and MJ. They should be wrapping up. I think they're going to be seniors in college. MJ's new boyfriend is just Ezra Bridger from Ahsoka, which is also for my nerd brain, oh my God, Mary Jane is now dating Ezra. Multiple shots where directly pulled from comic covers, which I thought was so cool. They, of course, do the Amazing Fantasy cover with him, with the henchman. They do a bunch of different ones. A McFarlane cover. They did like a Boomerang cover of them on the side of the building. I think it looks fucking sick, Clem. I think this was a reminder to everybody, like, don't be too down on Marvel because Spider-Man's still on that team.
And Spider-Man, I guess if we're going to do like baseball analogy, like he gets on base, he hits doubles, he can hit home runs. Like he's legit. There's not a lot to worry about with Spider-Man. I also didn't realize this was 4 years different. So I thought it was like within a year. So it does kind of change my outlook on, I guess, whatever I just watched in the trailer. I will say this. Do we know? I don't think we do because I looked it up as you were talking. The runtime. I don't think we have a runtime yet, right?
No runtime.
I feel like there's a lot to get in there. And I'm interested to see how they pull it off because I think you have all the personal stuff. Then you have all these villains, just so many goddamn villains. Yeah. And just you have to hash out a full story alongside those two things that we just talked about, his friends and the villains. So I am...
And allies, not even mentioning Bruce Banner and the Punisher. We've got both of them in this.
For sure. So I don't know what the word is. I'm a little. I was infamously like this for Infinity War. Couldn't have been more wrong. I was nervous that there was just so much. And that's so much more that they had to pack into that movie. I'm just like, can we get all that stuff packed in and still make a cohesive, good story? Trust the Feige. Trust the only Sony project we trust here is
and trust the director, Destin Daniel Cretton, who did Shang-Chi and the first two episodes and maybe the finale of Wonder Man. He was very heavily involved with Wonder Man and Shang-Chi. So far, he's doing very well in the MCU. And even some of the shots in this, just the trailer itself, how it opens upside down, kind of pans up, the shot of him sliding across the roof and all the birds flying off. It seems like he is putting his touch on it in a way that people are they love to do revisionist history already on the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. They're like, thank God we got John Watts out of there. Thank God he's at. I do think Destin Daniel Cretton puts more of a touch on it than John Watts. I don't think it's worthy of shitting all over John Watts. Like people will bring up, there's one scene in No Way Home where Flash is walking on the street and with his phone, and you could tell it was filmed during COVID. It's like so obviously a rough green screen, but it's like the only shot in that movie that looks that bad, but people harp on it. And this is an issue I have with this trailer in particular, some of the narrative about Marvel right now. I tweeted today because I saw this tweet. Spider-Man Brand New Day first trailer has broken GTA 6's record for 24 hours. GTA 6 did 475 million cross-platform. Spider-Man hit 500 million in less than 24 hours. So I quote tweeted that, trying to dunk on some haters. I said, but the internet told me nobody cares about Marvel anymore. And Clem, everyone's hitting me with the same response. Spider-Man's bigger than Marvel. You know this is different. It's Spider-Man. I don't like Marvel. I like Spider-Man and Deadpool and X-Men 97. It reminds me of something that we face a lot at Barstool, where people say, I don't like Barstool, but I like PMT and Mostly Sports and The Yak and Son of a Boy Dad. It's like, well, you know you're naming all the biggest shows, right? When people say, I'm not into Marvel, I only like Spider-Man and Deadpool and X-Men 90s, it's like, you guys know he's still the leader of Marvel. Like Spider-Man is the guy when it comes to Marvel. I know it was Iron Man for a long time, but let's be honest, he's the biggest superhero Marvel has. It's like saying like, oh, the Cavs sucked if they didn't have LeBron. Well, it's a good thing they've got LeBron, isn't it?
That's perfectly said, man. I didn't see this back and forth going on. It does make sense. It's just people telling on themselves. That's all it is, you know?
It's so crazy to me for people to be like, Spider-Man's bigger than Marvel. It's like, to a degree, I understand the point that you're trying to get across. Like, for sure, Spider-Man is so much bigger as a brand, but like Spider-Man is Marvel. I know it's still Sony, but like they have him. You like, what's not to understand there? It's like, oh no, nobody cares about DC except for Batman. Well, they have Batman, so clearly people care about DC.
There's no way that 16 seed would have beat that 1 seed if their best player didn't drop 35. Well, thank God he's on their team.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm not even comparing Marvel to a 16 seed because, like you said, it's not just Spider-Man. Because then when Iron Man comes out, like you said, X-Men, and it's like there are still some fucking heavy hitters there. It's a lot of fun for the trends of the world to shit on Marvel when it's down.
And they're moving the goalposts. I'm getting the tweets already. They're saying, well, everyone knows that Spider-Man was going to make $1 billion. And of course, Doomsday is going to make $1 billion. But what after that? It's like, You're telling me they're putting out 2 movies this year and they're going to make $1 billion? I got someone say, well, this one's not going to make 1.9 billion like the last Spider-Man. It's like, that's now the mark of failure. It doesn't make $1.9 billion at the box office. But people just want this to fail in a strange way. Not everybody. There's a ton of people. I feel like the general public, like I was getting texts from Nikki Smokes last night. I'm getting texts from Glennie Balls and Tommy Smokes. Like everyone's just excited about this. Bob, are you excited about this? What did you think of that? A theory about this? Is that Jean Grey? Is it someone else? Like, I think overall, this is going to do wonders for Marvel. And I know, again, it's sort of a separate thing. I assume the post-credit scene in this movie is going to set up Doomsday. And if this movie is even halfway decent with a good post-credit scene, people are going to be showing up to Doomsday in September. They're going to get in line in September and be like, I'm here.
That, there was a time where we were trending in that direction for that kind of, reaction. Unfortunately, it's no longer here. But man, that would be. I kind of miss that we had that, and I just miss, I guess, like the internet, and I guess Twitter is all the comments you're talking. Like, what happens? What's going on Blue Sky when this trailer gets released? Is everyone in kumbaya?
I don't think so. I've been seeing tweets that Blue Sky is like more scum and villainy than anything.
Really?
People are saying it's just a dumpster fire on that app now.
What about Threads? I'm trying to think. Like, I know Facebook.
Threads is kind of normal, to be honest. And my experience on Threads is much more level-headed than Twitter.
Because I know, like, for a long time, people said Instagram is the place you go if you actually want to feel good about yourself. Now, don't look at everyone else's life. That's perfect. But if you want just, like, people building you up, commenting, hitting the like button, go to Instagram. And that is a baby of Instagram, Threads. So maybe Threads is the place where we have to go. If we just want to, like, if I want to, like, when I tweet something out and I know it can, pretty much if I think, if it starts, like, getting traction, and I just mute it. Which is not how you should be treating social media, by being antisocial. It's like, oh man, this tweet's about to explode. Better mute it so I don't get any that should not be it. It's like, because no matter what, it's just, you always just have the one dickhead or the 100 dickheads, let's be honest, and they just ruin everything. So we could just live in our little nerd bubble. We're here in the basement, us, the basement boys and gals, and let's get excited. Let's get hyped. It is kind of like, it does feel like it doesn't feel like a Spider-Man movie is on its way. This is the first time it's kind of felt like that. And it's what? How many months away? It's
like 130 something days away. I think it's like July 31st release.
Okay. So that's weird because it's the end of July. So that makes it, at least it's, but yeah, now that whole thing with the 2-second little snippets.
Oh yeah. We do have to mention that. Marketing has been so strange across the board for, I would say, just Disney. I wouldn't even say Marvel, because the Mandalorian and Grogu stuff was strange too.
Yeah.
It's different, strange in a different way, but I think they thought they were going to recreate the Avengers Chairs live stream where we were all tuned in, watching every single, moment they unveiled the new chair. So the day before the trailer dropped, Sony was putting out the trailer in 2-second snippets. And it was so strange. Like, I don't think anybody was into that. Like, I'm the biggest Marvel defender. You just heard me go on a soliloquy trying to defend them. I was like, what the fuck? They're just spoiling the cool stuff we're going to see tomorrow. And I feel the same way about it now. Like, I wish I just didn't see everything in 2-second snippets before the trailer itself. So they got to figure that out, because it's not like fans are really asking for a ton there. We're saying, like, give us a poster and a trailer like the good old days. And they're like, what if we give you gifts? It's like, what?
I think if the franchise or the trailer made sense for 2-second bits, right?
Yeah.
Where if
and the one they put out, like, it didn't really make sense. It was like kind of weird cuts.
Yeah, that's so I got out of that instantly. It was like, oh, 2-second, we're gonna get these, and I was like, I'll see you guys when the full trailer comes out. I am too old and just do not care enough, and don't have like the attention span to just be digging for all that and trying to piece it together. So just a fail. We'll blame that one on Sony, not Marvel.
Yeah. So there's a few things in the trailer that I want to touch on. One thing, the amount of villains in it. We see a ton of villains, and not all of them are A-listers. Again, I mentioned like Boomerang and Tarantula. There's rumors that like it's going to be 8-Ball and Ramrod. Given that we're jumping ahead 4 years, which I also don't know what that does to the Marvel timeline in general. Like, is jumping forward 4 years put this after Doomsday? I would assume not, but We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Let's not even think about that now, Clem.
Because then I'm like, we jumped ahead for Endgame, and where are we there? I can't be thinking like this.
So, all right, we won't think about that now. But my prediction is a lot of these shots that look like they're recreating comic scenes is going to be a montage of what he was doing in those 4 years. Almost like the Fantastic Four First Steps montage of like, here's what the team's been doing. I assume we're getting that for Peter Parker. And even his narration in this almost comes off like he's narrating like what he's been doing when he's like, I wanted to tell them, but I thought it'd be better if they didn't know or whatever. There is a shot in the trailer that people think they're pulling a No Way Home on us with, where Spider-Man is jumping towards the Hand, and it's a bunch of members of the Hand, which is a ninja faction, if you don't know. They were in the original Daredevil show. I don't know if they'll be connected. I would kind of hope that there's some reference to them being connected. The last we saw of them in Daredevil, they had Elektra, so that also kind of puts her on the table, although it would be a little convoluted to bring her in, and I don't know how much it would matter to Spider-Man.
We got a lot of stuff already as is, so
we do
that onto the fire. Whew.
But in the leaked trailer, this shot had a completely different background. Now the background is New York City. In the leaked trailer, I believe it was like more of a dojo setup. It's also very similar to the shot we see of Spider-Man without his mask on in a prison where the Hand is fighting them. So a lot of people think that it's either Spider-Man fighting the Hand in a completely different location or it's Spider-Man with some help. And I think it is probably Spider-Man with some help. I would guess the Hulk is one of those people. I'd be surprised if Punisher was the other one based on them being 50 stories in the air. They're like floating. Could it be Daredevil? I think it would make sense, like involving Daredevil and the Hand, and everyone wants to see it. Like Daredevil and Spider-Man is kind of like the Hell's Kitchen connection that we want to see right now. It's also, this trailer is a little controversial because I don't know if Sony talked to Marvel before they put it out, considering they spoiled Daredevil season 2 in it. Did you notice that? There's a little slight spoiler for Daredevil season 2 where Spider-Man's getting the key to the city in this trailer, which would certainly lead you to believe that there's no more vigilante ban in New York City, and possibly Mayor Fisk might not be the mayor anymore, which we'll see. It could be, they could go in a direction that makes sense, I guess. But I saw that shot immediately. It was like, well, I guess that spoils Daredevil season 2.
Vanessa, I have to step down for mayor.
Yeah, that's pretty good. They did Hot Ones, by the way, this week. Charlie Cox versus Vincent D'Onofrio, like Hot Ones versus. It's so weird to hear Vincent D'Onofrio talk with his normal voice.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Oh man, I love the eagle eye people. Daredevil does make a ton of sense to me. You mentioned Elektra, and I'm like, Daredevil would be a lot as well. However,
Spider-Man already knows him from the last movie.
We had him in the movie. We've city guys. It just, you throw then Elektra on top of all that. I know.
And it's not just like, oh, Elektra's here. It's like Elektra was back and forth with the Hand. She died. The Hand resurrected her. So now she's in like it's like you would need to do so much exposition that honestly probably just wouldn't matter to Peter Parker.
Go watch Daredevil and then watch the scene. That's what it should say.
We also get the Hulk. So he goes to Bruce Banner and says, my genetics are changing. I need your help. And this is something that he does in a comic called The Other. A lot of people are referencing this comic called The Other, where he's kind of turning into a man spider and he grows 6 arms, and it's sort of controversial. I texted Jose about it, resident comic expert. And Jose said, as long as they're not doing God spider totem stuff, I'm okay with this. And I was like, I don't even know what that means, but I would venture to guess they're probably not doing God spider totem stuff. They're probably just taking that kind of weird man spider storyline for this. His eyes go black for a shot in the trailer. That was creepy. I don't love that, but I'm intrigued. I had a man spider action figure as a kid that I didn't even like to touch in my bin. I was just like a little creeped out by it.
It's kind of amazing you became a Spider-Man guy despite your fear.
I know. Yeah.
I kind of want to like quote retweet the trailer now and be like, I swear to God, if God Totem Spider is in this fucking movie, make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Like, honestly, I'm terrified that this is going to be, I have no clue what it means either. And I'm terrified it's going to become a thing. This is a franchise ruiner potentially. We have a potential franchise ruiner on our hands with God Totem Spider. That's the order. God.
Yeah, I guess there's God Totem Spider stuff. God Spider Totem. I don't know, but it makes me very intrigued in The Other. I think I'll probably read this comic storyline before the movie comes out. It's also making a lot of people think, I don't know if this is from the other, but there's a super famous panel. I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before, where when everyone forgets Peter Parker in the comics, there's one person that remembers him, and it's the Hulk. It's because everyone, forgot, but the Hulk's like, Banner forgot. The Hulk doesn't forget. This is the movie where we're pretty sure we're getting Savage Hulk again, possibly even Gray Hulk. That's the rumor. I think that they'd be foolish not to give the fans that exchange, because I also just think it's cool for, Savage Hulk to be the only one that remembers.
It's kind of bullshit. They fucked up Hulk. Let's just call. I mean, it's been said a million times, I feel like, in the past. This is just like a reminder. I don't want to say make Hulk great again. That's that kind of nonsense.
Yeah.
To the ground. Wait, but like, let's make Hulk awesome, please. Let's make Hulk awesome again.
Make Hulk smash. Let's make Hulk smash again.
Make Hulk smash again. Yes. We're not going to hashtag that either. We're not going to throw hashtag.
No, yeah, we can't do that one.
The term spider totem refers to a class of multiversal supernatural entities created by the elder goddess Neith, linked to the mystical force called the Web of Life and Destiny, the Great Weaver, the Gatekeeper,
I've heard of that.
The Bride, the Scion, the Master Weaver, and the Pattern Maker are examples of the deific spider totems, which can choose avatars or can't have the great totems in this. Can't have totems.
That's too much.
Too much. Way too much.
Charlie Cox.
Just give us the black suit by Secret Wars. Just give us the goddamn. All right, that's all we're asking for.
Some people thought they saw symbiote in this trailer. I did not see that at any point.
I didn't. Again, the eagle eyes, the people that know Boba Fett's Spurs cling. Those are the people who might have.
I'm also like, we got enough villains for this one. Like, push the symbiote to whatever the fucking next one is. People want Ned to be Hobgoblin too, and I'm like, not now. This
Ned thing just feels inevitable, doesn't it?
It sort of does feel inevitable, but like maybe that will make them to zig when we think they're gonna zag. I can't picture it in my head. That's the thing. It feels inevitable, but like I just can't picture Ned as the Hobgoblin being evil. Like the first thought I had with this trailer was like, I'm so happy to have Peter, Ned, and MJ back in my life. Like they're such a good, lovable trio. I love Ned's, arc throughout the movies where he sort of becomes the tech guy that he always wanted to be with Peter. And by that, he's opening fucking strange portals by the third one. So just seeing him in that orange hood, I'm like, he's going to be the Hobgoblin? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want.
There's still rumors of my guy Joe, Steve Harrington being, Harry Osborn. Turn him into the fucking Hobgoblin.
That flat out plays. I also like. Why would you ever turning Ned heel would be like turning John Cena heel?
I know
we would never do that.
That's a great comparison because look how it went. Yeah, Charlie Cox did say on Jimmy Kimmel last night. They said, "Are you going to be in the next Spider-Man?" He said, "If I was in the movie, I would say no." But I'm not in the movie. I could be lying, but I'm not. That's nice. His quote.
I like people that take their time to throw a bunch of shit up to just mess with people. Because it's like, come on, man. Like, I know you have to ask a question. I have to answer it. But like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. And we do have Daredevil Born Again Season 2 premiering on Tuesday. This Tuesday, upcoming Tuesday. I'm very excited for it. They just started filming Season 3 in the city. So maybe I'll be on my set watch yet again and try to find the set again.
Robbie backstage. That's what I'm calling it.
Yeah. That was pretty much it for the
trailer.
Oh, Sadie Sink. That was the other thing.
Backstage Bob. That's the correct one. Hey, there's our hashtag for the day. Backstage Bob.
I'll take Backstage Bob with the hashtag. So Sadie Sink is in this movie, and we know she's in a huge role. People are really talking about like this being a mysterious role. There's one moment in the trailer where you see a hooded figure kind of raise their hands to the side, and she's wearing the same stuff Sadie Sink was in the set photos as this hooded figure.
Okay.
So people are saying, could she be Jean Grey? Could she be a multiversal Mary Jane? Could she be a multiversal Mayday Parker, the child of Peter and MJ? Definitely multiverses on the table still. We're wrapping up the multiversal saga right now. I kind of think it's Jean Grey. Maybe I'm crazy for that and will be disappointed if it's like a random side character that nobody really cares about. I think you don't hire Sadie Sink to be a random side character, though. She's kind of got that like next man up, next woman up vibe about her, where it's like she was already in The Whale, which was nominated for a bunch of Oscars. She just wrapped up Stranger Things. She feels like I don't want to put down any of the Stranger Things kids, but she feels like more of a real actor who's trying to go for awards and whatnot. So I think you kind of trickle in a couple mutants before the mutant saga begins. And they also talk about Spider-Man's mutations in this. They already say the M word a little bit. Where I'm like, all right, maybe you do that. The rumor is I think that the Department of Damage Control would be against Jean Grey and Punisher would be trying to defend her. And Spider-Man is maybe mixed up and doesn't realize who's good and who's bad at first, where he's like, this person's bad. Why are you defending her, Frank? Where it's obviously he's just looking out for a mutant. Someone who's a little gifted and talented should be at Xavier's school. I just think it would be cool, too, if you trickle in a couple X-Men before we eventually get the movie.
Now, are we able to, because of that whole Fox contract, are we, now that it's 26, are we good? Because I don't know if it ended in 25, because that, I feel like, if that's the case, I can understand they're going to be like, nope, we are not, as much as with the CDC, we are not paying a ton of money to Famke Janssen or whatever, however the contract breaks out. I think she said Famke Janssen said she's not in anything Marvel.
She's another one where she said that, and I'm like, I think I believe you, but I don't know if I can.
Mm-hmm. it would feel weird to use Sadie Sink on a character that does not have its own action figure already, right?
Correct.
I'm with you on that, 100%.
Yeah.
Also, the part of the trailer where the thwk and it catches Peter as he's falling, I feel like they're bullshitting us on that.
I've seen some people saying that the thwip is a red herring as well, a false flag. Yeah. It's fun to have a trailer like this that is making us think this much and making us kind of speculate. And they honestly didn't reveal a ton about the plot in the trailer. Like Tombstone, I think, is supposed to be one of the main villains. They don't even show him.
Yeah, and I'm a Tombstone guy ever since the cartoon that I watched in Spider-Man. I didn't know who Tombstone was, and now I fucking dig him.
He's good in the video game too, and it feels like this is a live action version of the video game with the amount of villains and the amount of, different environments. We're in a jail, we're in a fucking ninja fight. Like, also the jail. Why is Spider-Man in that like weird looking prison with his mask off?
Bob, don't ask questions you don't want the answers to. It's all
Some people think, is he going to break out Daredevil? Is Daredevil season 2 going to somehow end with Daredevil in prison, and then Spider-Man goes to break him out? But again, like the ninjas aren't blind. Daredevil is. So I guess that, and maybe it doesn't matter. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is. So they see him and they're like, I don't know. He's a fucking random guy.
I love when you're in trailer mode right now. I love when you're in trailer mode.
This has been the last like 24 hours. My brain has just been rolling. I'm sure I'm sorry if everything I said about the trailer came off super scatterbrained and all over the place, but that's how it is in my brain right now. It's a web. I have spider webs in my brain.
No, everything's laid out there. And listen, I am the casual member of the pod, and there's plenty of listeners who are like me, who are like, okay, like kind of like the hand I definitely know, but it's like you named like 7 different real life bugs that were going to be facing the scorpion, and it's a very cute thing that
scorpion, tarantula. Yeah, you're right.
Very fun in like the 40s when they were coming up with all this shit, and there was really not much else they could really. They just like look around in the desert and be like, oh, let's name that one scorpion, let's name that one tarantula. So I feel like this was a good informative session, and if you want to dig in deeper, like go on the Reddits of it all.
Yeah, go in the comment section. Talk with each other in the comment section. Yep. Start throwing out theories, because I'm going to read all the comments. I will read your theories. I would love to read them. So make sure you drop them.
I think we have to do a Jose pre-movie. All right, this is what we might be looking at.
So we have to do that and have him break down that whole comic, any comic that would influence this. In talking to Nikki Smokes last night, I promised him he could come on for the review of this one, because I didn't realize Nikki Smokes is a huge Spider-Man guy to the point where he said it's Star Wars, Spider-Man, everything else. Like, he's obsessed with this. And we were going back and forth. He just rewatched the Tobey movies. We were talking about the Garfield movies. And he's such a web knower that I was like, listen, when the movie comes out, we'll get you in the basement. We'll break this down.
Hell yeah.
So you got that to look forward to, everybody. Nikki Smokes in the basement for Spider-Man. It was not the only trailer we got this week, though. As I mentioned during the intro, we got the first look at Dune Part 3. Post-Oscars as well. Our guy Timmy lost to another one of our guys, Michael B. Jordan. It was like, if he was going to lose to anyone, I'm glad it was Michael B. Jordan. Not necessarily because I thought that performance was the best, because I fucking love Michael B. Jordan. Who doesn't? And Ryan Coogler as well. Like, everyone that won involved with Sinners, I was just happy for them. So it is what it is. Timothée Chalamet is not sulking. He's not walking away being like, oh, I need to get out of the public eye for a while. The next day, he's like, Dune Part 3 in theaters, December 18th. You better fucking check it out. And oh my God, what a trailer this was. This is like every second of this trailer slapped. Every shot, every sound effect, the fucking chanting he was doing in the Fremen language. I tweeted what the language was. I forget what it's actually called in the books, but I said, imagine he used the Bob Dylan voice for that song. Imagine he just fucking broke out a little Dylan mid-trailer. But it looks so sick. We've got the first look at Robert Pattinson, who looks just like Sting in this trailer. Like, not the wrestler Sting, but the police Sting.
The performing artist.
And he's like a man of many faces, I believe, as a villain. Like, I think he could like shapeshift his face and how he looks and whatnot. Very excited for that. Like, more excited for his performance in this movie than anything else. I thought it was kind of weird to see Timothée Chalamet with his Paul Atreides hair again. Like, he's got a buzz cut for a lot of the trailer, but he kind of has his normal haircut for a while. It makes him look so much younger. And then we see Jason Momoa, Duncan, Idaho, who died in the first movie, sacrificed himself for Paul Atreides. He's just here. And I was like, all right, I don't want to spoil this for myself, but like, why the fuck is that guy back? So I did Google it. And apparently his resurrection is kind of like a through line throughout all the Dune books. Like, this guy's resurrected 10,000 times over thousands of years. And it's not like a true resurrection. They take his cells and then they make a clone, and the clone has the ability to learn the memories of the original. So it's like you almost have to unlock the memories. Sounds really cool to me. Another thing I'm confused about, and I'm not going to look this up because for Dune, I'm not really a book knower, and I like that. I like going in surprised and the movie surprising me. I don't know why he's with Chani, Zendaya again. Because at the end of the last movie, in front of her, he took the hand of the princess, Christopher Walken's, like Florence Pugh.
My daughter, she took the hand.
My daughter. So everything about that, I was kind of just like, well, what happened there? What happened with Florence Pugh? Now, this is a time jump, I think. I think we're going 10 years post Dune 2. So I don't know, but I can't break this down like Spider-Man. I don't have a lot of theories, guys.
You got to go, pick Jeff D. Lowe's brain if you want to see some shit, right? I bet he has everything in a nice, neat order with handwritten notes next
laminated.
to every single thing. Laminated, definitely laminated. I'm happy you admitted that because I was like, whoa, not only do I need a refresher, there's shit in this trailer that goes directly against what I thought I knew, the very little. Like, I'm like, didn't we leave in? So listen, how do you say Tom Holland's potentially wife's real name?
I think I say Zendaya, but I think some people say Zendaya.
I say Zendaya, and my wife corrects me after every time I say it. I never noticed it. I don't know why she kept, like, why do you keep saying her name? She's like, you're saying it wrong. I said Zendaya. I apologize, everyone out there. I can't change this. It's like marriage.
Miss Holland, apparently. They got married.
Miss Holland, yeah. Shout out to them. Mrs. That would be a Mrs. Holland.
True, Mrs. Yeah.
You got to learn your wedding nomenclature.
I do, yeah. It took me like a year to learn the female form of fiance. I just kept calling my fiance. I was using.
What is it?
It's two E's with the little accent over one of them.
Timothy's?
I was using it with one E, and then a bunch of people were like, "Oh, your boyfriend, fiance, or what?" I was like, "What are you talking about?"
God, wedding.
The two E's just felt like performative to me.
Engagement hardos. I always thought that was like what French people say fiance, to throw the extra E in there. So that means girl fiance. Okay, that does make sense, but like you don't say it any different. So you have to hold an extra E, like my fiance.
We're talking about that we're using the feminine form. I thought English didn't do shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the Zendaya thing completely threw me off. I'm pretty sure we left her. I think they have a kid together, right? Or I don't know. We could be dealing with
a kid's on the way in this trailer. For
kid's
sure.
on the way. Yes.
Anya Taylor-Joy is in this movie playing his younger sister, who Rebecca Ferguson was pregnant with in the last movie. And she was like talking to the baby back and forth. In the books and in the original, that baby's born and kills Baron Harkonnen. Like where, in Dune 2, it's Timothée Chalamet. Just Paul fucking goes up and stabs him. The baby's like a sentient, like it's like a fucking boss baby in the books, which thank God they omitted that. I do trust that they're going to omit the right stuff. So one little concern about this movie that I have, and I think a lot of people have, is Dune 1 and 2 were based on Dune, the book. This is probably based on Dune Messiah and also Children of Dune, two books that are very polarizing. Like a lot of Dune diehards don't like these books. I trust that Denis Villeneuve will take the good from each and exclude the bad from each. It's also co-written by, let me see, Ex Machina comic writer. This guy who wrote, his name is Brian K. Vaughan. He wrote Ex Machina as a comic. He wrote Saga, which is a huge famous comic, and then Why the Last Man. Some of the most revered comics ever written, to be honest. That is exciting a lot of people and giving a lot of hope. Jose texted me immediately, like, this guy is the fucking man for the job. And Jose is also a Dune book knower. Like, Jose knows he's in the weeds of Dune for sure. And so maybe we'll get him on before that as well. I think he has seen the movies. I think he's a big fan. Yeah.
Because it's so funny how it's like, no, I haven't watched like any MCU stuff for the last 5 years. I'm like, what the fuck? But it's like, I love it with all my heart. It's the most important thing in my life. Yet I have not watched any of it, which, let's be honest, that was a nice couple wins there during some of those phases.
Yeah.
So I will say that the fact that he has already made big changes in the first two, like the boss baby not murdering Baron and stuff like that, and God knows whatever else that, I completely went over my head as someone that didn't know anything going into the movies. Like, obviously, I know you told me afterwards, very Star Wars was based on a lot of it and all that kind of stuff. It's already good. He's already made his changes. It's not like with Game of Thrones when it's like once George's material ran out, they kind of just went on their own, and that's when shit started getting hairy.
That is what happened with the books, though. The main guy died, and then his son took over. So it was quite literally they ran out of material from the OG guy, and his son was like, "I'll write the rest of them." And so it is sort of similar to that in that way. And like, I don't think it's either of the books that this is based on. The book right after that, I believe, is like Timothy Chalamet, his kid, whoever he has a kid, I don't know if it's Florence Pugh or Zendaya, Paul Atreides' son, turns himself into a sandworm. So he's a sandworm human hybrid that talks. And I believe the book takes place over 10,000 years, where he's just trying to kill like 1 billion Duncan Idahos. So everyone's like, they will never get to that and never make that a movie, because it's not, you can't make that a movie.
So I had seen someone tweet something like, I hope they don't get to the point where the giant sandworm is just bashing Duncans. And I go, this feels like it might be a real part of the books. And I think I'm starting to understand why people don't like the books, because that broke my fucking brain, Bob.
They made it sound like it was whack-a-mole, like a sandworm is just like
just hammering these guys. And then going back to what he said, I saw Momoa, and I'm like, wait a minute, that guy died. However, and I was like, why are we spoiling his resurrection, even though the book knowers would know? If it is such a big part of the books that he is always coming back, he's our Dundarian or whatever that guy's name is, then that's cool with me. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to want to use Momoa for the press. Like, there's like the business side of things. I feel like it's like, let's just let it all out there. Let's let our cards on the table. Momoa fucking rules. He's in
and
the movie.
I guess, it's just like there's so many book knowers that maybe they're like, people fucking know anyway.
Yeah. Come on. It's like, Vader's loose father. It's like, wait, what? What happened?
Dude, I still laugh thinking back to leaving Dune 2, just being like, oh my God, I didn't know George stole all that. Dune 1, I was like, all right, he stole the Spice Planet. He stole kind of Paul and the voice and the Force. He stole this, he stole that. And then when they do like the parental lineage reveal in Paul in the second one, I was just like, oh my God, he's Anakin and he's Luke.
Yeah. The best part was my favorite part about Dune, like my low-key favorite part, is that Portnoy gets like into his like nerd stuff, and when he was like, oh wow, so like George really, you're like, oh yeah, like it's and then he like learned it after. He was like, oh wait, it was really like that. It's like,
I sent him the trailer the second I saw it, and he said we might have to dress up for it, which Portnoy, an underrated thing about Dave is how much he enjoys dressing up for a good event. It's got to be the right event, but he gets into it. And the last time, if you remember, he tried to stick a straw up his nose just to go to the theater with like goggles and a scarf and a straw up his nose. Not really, I don't think for content. I think just for the love of the game, basically. And he gave himself a nosebleed sticking a straw up there. So I sent him like a AliExpress Fremen costume for $40. I said, we can make this happen. I'll put it on my tab. How about that?
Nice.
I'll get you one of those. Now, another thing maybe they stole from Dune and Star Wars. I'm hearing rumors that we're going to see a lot of incest in this one. Maybe not a lot, but at least there is going to be some incest between Paul and Anya Taylor-Joy, I believe.
Anya Taylor-Joy.
She would be, the baby who's not a baby anymore. She's an adult, but she said some quote about her character where she was like, she knows, like, her love for Paul knows no bounds, and she has varying levels of craziness or something along those. And everyone was like, oh, so they are doing it. That was kind of the reaction of the Dune fans. She also, did you see the clip of Anya Taylor-Joy on, like, wasn't GMA, it was maybe Today. And they're like, so you're rumored to be playing Joni Mitchell, and you're also the voice of Princess Peach in Super Mario Galaxy. What do those people have in common? She was like, they're both singular. So everyone's like, got these quotes, but like, as an interviewer, you just asked this woman, what does Princess Peach have in common with Joni Mitchell? What? How is she supposed to answer that?
How did that person get to that point of their interview process, pre-interview process, when they wrote that question down? What are we doing here as a society?
And then
it's gotcha motherfucking culture. That's what it is.
It is gotcha motherfucking culture. And I saw someone quote tweet the Anya Taylor-Joy clip with a Mindy Kaling clip from Inside Out 1. Clem, I had never seen this clip before. It is GMA, and it's George Stephanopoulos, who's one of the most revered, interviewers of all time. He sits across from Mindy Kaling and he goes, this movie really does make you feel like you're inside of an 11-year-old girl. And she just pauses for a second. She goes, yeah, in a very wholesome way, though.
Oh my God.
It's like, George, you can't be talking like that on GMA.
Oh my God. I saw a guy, radio host I follow, Evan Roberts. He's a WFAN guy, big Mets fan, love him. But he tweeted the other day, inside an old friend for the first time in forever. And he was at the Barclays Center. And I'm like, at this point, it's like, are you trying to get the reply?
He probably wasn't. My worst of all time was, I think it was this past year on the anniversary of the song My Real Girlfriend by Pup Punk. I said, my real girlfriend turned 7 today. I didn't think about it. I tweeted it. And then I went to do a podcast or something. And I came back and my mentions were just like, what?
You were the pizza fire mentions.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Jason Momoa is back. All right, let's talk Invincible. We've got 3 episodes of season 4, 3 really good episodes. If I'm being honest, it was good to get back in the swing of things. 3 episodes is always a bit of not a burden, but it's like, all right, we got to tackle this because we're going to do My Mom's Basement tomorrow. I better watch them all. And it didn't ever feel like a burden on me. I was enjoying all 3. It's just good to have all these characters back in our lives as well.
Yeah, a lot to chew, but it keeps it fresh with enough storylines, enough locations where you're not like, oh, we're back here, we're back there. So it was
good villains. We're 4 seasons into the show, and still the villains that are coming down and fighting Mark and fighting Oliver and all that, interesting designs, interesting voice actor choices. There's a lot of, I noted a couple. I was texting you oh my God, and I love Amazon has the X-ray thing. Whenever I hear a voice that I'm like, oh, this is kind of similar. You scroll over the page for a second. You're like, oh, of course it's them. So let's start at just episode 1 for a sec. Loved the intro montage, kind of the slow song over all that. It was by a band called Nothing But Thieves, and they're a really good band. I thought that was fucking cool. And then it goes into the most relatable scene in the history of Invincible. Oliver getting home after a long day and being like, I don't want to go out and fight more villains. I just want to sit here and play my game.
Can't take the superhero costume off and go to your sweats, or then you're cooked. There's no way you were leaving the house. Which, by the way, AJ, ever since I don't know, maybe kindergarten, he gets home from school and he just goes straight pajamas. He goes straight pajama.
That was me my entire childhood.
Yeah.
The second I was home from school, pajama mode.
And then he'll change back into his clothes if he has to go out again, then back to pajama mode. It's if he's in this house, he's wearing pajamas 95% of the time. You got the SpongeBob.
I got the Bobs on. If I'm home, I'm wearing pajamas. It also helps that, shout out, my Aunt Laura works for a pajama company. So since I was little, it's just been a constant flood of free pajamas.
That's a great hookup to have right there.
Yeah.
How about this, Bob? So opening montage, I'm with you. And that was had some comic booky moments to it where you could see yourself reading the pages. I'll even go before the episode began, and to the rich folks out there that are paying for the ad-free version of Prime, which to the rest of us is just a free perk that comes with having Prime in general. I'll tell you, No free ads. I got to say, that Brisk ad is fucking good.
The Brisk ad?
So are you one of those people that has the ad-free Prime?
I think I do, yeah.
Oh, you fancy
I'm bougie.
Fox.
Bougie Bob.
You know what? Fancy Fox could be our hashtag as well. Your choice, people. There's it's probably like on YouTube or something. There's a Brisk ad where it's Eve and Invincible sitting at.
Oh, yeah, definitely didn't see that.
And it's like the trailer where they're, eating at that cafe or diner or whatever. And she's like, it kind of matches your colors. And then she's like, because it's the blue and the yellow.
Yeah.
And then they say something like, she's like, oh, but either you sold out. People will say you sold out, or maybe you're just cashing in. And he's like, just annoyed that it's like a sponsor thing. And then she goes, that's Brisk, baby. And I was like, oh, man. Right to like the 90s, 2000s right there with the Babe Ruth and Rocky commercials.
Cold can of Brisk out of a cooler in the summer. Oh my God. Listen, I'm an Arizona guy, but few things are better than that.
I'm not a huge, I don't like super sugary drinks, but if it's hot, your throat is on fire. If it's cold, man, it does something. The molecules in that formula they made change, and it is Brisk, baby. So I'm going to try to get you to watch the commercial that us peasants have to watch before every episode.
Also, speaking of, I don't know if you noticed, my glasses are taped together right now. Not very bougie of me.
That is,
they finally broke. Clem, I've had these since high school. I've had one pair of glasses for the last 12 years.
Oh my God. And
I went to Target Optical and I did an eye test. My prescription hasn't really changed, but I've got new glasses on the way. I had to warn everybody, I'm going to look a little different, guys. It's Robbie Gooch said, I'm going to react like when a baby sees their dad shave for the first time. And it's just I'm not used to it. So they're very similar. I found a pair as close to these as I could possibly get. So it's not much of a change for everyone else in my life. That was my goal.
I bet the company you got those from went out of business a decade ago. And...
Let me soft launch it. I have a picture of me in the new glasses. So I'll premiere it for everyone. If you're listening to My Mom's Basement, you'll be the first to know. This is what my new glasses look like.
It's sleek. It's a sleeker version of Bob Fox right there. But
they're Armani. How about that? Armani Bob.
And excuse me.
Ad-free Armani.
Portnoy's paying for the Armanis. He's getting himself a free Temu Dune costume out of it, though. So
yeah.
Good for you, Bob. You said that with the shaving thing, too, and I think I've mentioned this on the pod, but in case I haven't or no one heard it, when my sister was coming home from studying abroad in Greece, I told her my dad had shaved his mustache, and he's had a mustache our entire lives. Complete lie. And then she got off the plane and she's talking to her friends on the way. Actually, you don't understand. I've never seen my dad with a mustache. Go on the plane, my dad's there, mustache and all. She's like, motherfucker.
Does he still have a mustache to this day?
To this day.
Nice.
To this day.
I love the Dinosaurus fight and the transformation into, his human form again. I thought that was really well done. And then my other note was just Eve's dad is such a dick, but he makes me laugh.
He's such a dickhead, and you just see him on screen. You're like, "Fuck this guy."
Yeah. He walks into the room, and you're just like, "Oh, here we go."
It's like you can say, I guess the voice actor, good job by him too. But the way they drew him and have just made that character, he is such a motherfucker. They gave him perfect lines. I said I got him at the point where I hope he has that gruesome death. And you're like, "Our girl Eve has been through a lot." I'm like, that's fair. I don't know if I should be wishing death on her father, but you can tell even the mom has kind of hit her limit with him.
Yeah.
Eve's hit her limit with him. We've all hit our limit with him, I think, in terms of the viewers. So fuck that guy. I have to admit, the dinosaur is basically Thanos with a lot of his his beliefs. And when a dinosaur is saying it instead of a cool purple guy with a fucking gauntlet, it does seem a lot more fucked up. I will say that.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's even cooler.
Yeah, I am a T-Rex guy. If a raptor said it, it would have been lame as fuck. But a T-Rex thing made it actually kind of cool. But it does seem a lot more fucked up because it's a Dinosaurus too. LOL name on that one.
Just so basic, but it works. It's you don't really need to do anything else. I love the creepiness in the sewer that we get in this episode with already the sequids, I think they were calling them, kind of Starro-esque, the way they shoot out and latch onto people's face and the mind control. But when we see all of the creeps in the sewer for the first time, I was so instantaneously in on them as a new villain for us to tackle in this season. Love that. And then we get a couple villains in this episode. We got Dinosaurus, the sewer people, and then Universa as well, who is Okai from Black Panther.
I can't believe you had all those voices down pat. The Sequids, or as I was calling them, the pink Mars creatures, they've been a lingering, oh fuck, these guys are going to be a problem. All right, they've been dealt with. Oh no, they're going to become a big problem. At this point, we've established enough of the villains, which we do in the future episode with the dragon. Like that dragon's a problem. These Sequids are a problem. The green guys we get in the future, problem. And it's kind of nice now that like they've already been set up. We know how much of an issue they are. And in the words of one of the voices here, Seth Rogen, now we can start fucking the plans. We don't have to go through the whole background. You're like, oh fuck, if one of these motherfuckers slips through the cracks, gets through the dome, there is legitimate trouble. So I do appreciate now that we've done all the work, and now we can just kind of enjoy, knowing that they're a menace.
And I love, obviously it's an adult show. It's made for adults. It's super fucking gory and violent and raunchy, but how seriously they dealt with the dilemma of like, did Mark do the right thing at the end of the episode when he fucking punches through the face and everyone has that like, oh fuck, Mark. But even the way it's dealt with you kind of skip over it in episode 2 to go to Alan and Omni-Man. But in episode 3, when it's like Cecil and Donald sitting there being like, you would have done the same thing. Well, I'm also not half Viltrumite. Like, this wasn't like him. Obviously, it was probably the right thing to do. But is it okay for Mark to be getting that emotional? And like all of those conversations are done so well. I don't know if it's the dialogue, the voice acting, the performances, if it's just a combination of all of it. It makes it feel more elevated than a cartoon. It makes it feel like a real show, which I don't mean to say like it's not a real show because it's a cartoon, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And Mark does have this like, all right, there's clearly a darkness in Mark.
Oh yeah.
And we've seen him act on the darkness. We've seen him fight the darkness. And sometimes he doesn't act on the darkness just basically because someone like doesn't let him, like stops him, takes it out of his hand. And you're kind of just like, oh fuck. Because
he's Anakin. He's so close to Anakin.
And I do feel like is this the one Mark that, like you said, we met all those other Marks, all bad. Is this the one good Mark, or is this just the Mark that took the longest to go bad? Basically?
Yes. And that's a fucking great arc and storyline. Like Robert Kirkman crushes this.
Yeah, and it's fucking me up. And I'm like, man, are we seeing that it all comes back to that first punch and the going right through the guy's face? I was like, yeah, he had to do that. And the fact Cecil was like, no, you did the right thing there. So I'm like, okay. But then I'm like, now you've just kind of greenlit Dark Mark coming out.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yep.
And we got Oliver's trying to take back the Omni-Man symbol in episode 1 as well. Another like good storyline, like where it's like, I don't know if you should be really doing that. Maybe get your own symbol, but maybe you should take it back because he, turned around. And Eve has a sweet knockout in the first episode. Just a fucking one punch, boom, because her powers are on the fritz.
She's on the fritz. The powers are on the fritz. I did enjoy and this is something you can do easily in a cartoon, the throwback of when the Taylor was young, and it's the young Omni-Man and his wife, and they're talking.
And he thinks the suit's stupid. Cool. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I forgot what he looks like now. And then they obviously went back to the present, and I was like, that's dope. I thought that was very cool.
Episode 2, we get kind of the Omni-Man, more of an origin story, more Viltrumite stuff. And I love Alan's commentary, like breaking through. Like it reminded me a lot of almost an MCU Ant-Man type thing when Michael Pena's breaking shit down and you go back to the room like, wait, what's going on? Wait, why did you do that? Any conversation we have between Alan and Omni-Man is pretty much always a banger. And a lot of it is due to J.K. Simmons playing it so straight. Like J.K. Simmons is, in my opinion, the best part of the whole show. Just his performance is outrageously good. Just his voice.
I thought every time Omni-Man's on screen, I think the same thing. I'm like, man, did they nail this casting? Because he does such a fucking good job. And the way the character looks, it just somehow just works perfectly with him. And I don't know if it's because the J. Jonah Jameson and, I get that in my head is a completely other thing. But
that voice is underrated, though. When people do the question, who would you want to narrate your life? There's a lot of options that everyone goes to the Morgan Freemans and like the classics. J.K. Simmons is like high on my list, I think.
Got them pipes. J.K. got them pipes for sure. I don't want to say I guess I could say favorite part. It's not, this could be offensive to them, but too bad. They're dead. The Scourge, the entire Scourge opening, and just seeing how it all went in slow motion, and they're just the storytelling of it all. I thought that was awesome. And again, I felt like I was reading like that's like a 10-page, 40-frame comic book where you're just seeing this entire thing play out. I thought that was awesome, and I had no clue what was coming. I didn't even know it was I'm like, is this in the past or the present? I was so confused at first. I thought that was great.
And then that brought back with the vial at the end was like awesome. Like what a way to make that serious. In the line where he's like, what are you doing? I'm going to get my son. Like the way he said that, I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking bumped up from that. Speaking of great voices, by the way, I meant to mention the Spider-Man trailer is narrated by Keith David, legendary character actor. I don't know what his role in the new movie will be. I don't know if he has a role beyond voice acting. I would assume he does have a role in it, but that's exciting as well. In this episode, we get M'Baku doing the voice of Space Racer. Also, Tila. Is it Tila or Telia? The one that Alan's fucking.
I think it's Telia.
She is She-Hulk, Tatiana Maslany. So it's a ton of Marvel voices across this whole thing, which at this point, pretty much every famous actor has been in a Marvel project at some point. But the constant back and forth of like Alan and her fucking, and then Omni-Man in the room with the pillows. So funny every time. And they cut to it maybe 10 times. Like it was like a lot.
That was the Family Guy, like, oh wow, we're still doing the bit, and I appreciate it very much. I have to admit, and I was like, damn, this is kind of outing myself as horny here. But when they first meet Telia or whatever, I was like, man, they were very gratuitous with that shot right there of her like ass. And then it's like, no, they're just setting you up for what's about to come. Like they're letting you know that this is a very healthy relationship her and her boy have, and much to Omni-Man's disapproval.
Even the Star Trek rip-off gang, the Venture instead of the Enterprise.
Yeah, that was
everything about them. I was like, this is fucking perfect. And it's strange, but I guess not strange, how well it fits in this weird superhero world. Like they've built out this universe where you could say we're going to do an episode where we have like a rip-off Star Trek gang join the fold. And it doesn't feel weird at all. It feels like it fits the tone of everything that they're doing. The Conehead guy, like the leader, everything about that made me laugh. Omni-Man and Alan versus the Dinos. Fucking great. Awesome. Love that fight scene.
I have to admit this, the Viltrumites are very, very, very awful race, but hearing the different ways that they basically ended their enemies' rules over them, or like just fucked up their lives, was pretty fucking metal, Bob.
Pretty fucking metal.
Let's block out their sun. Let's move the planet closer to the sun.
Yep.
Let's just exterminate.
When he said that, that's what happens when you move a planet closer to the sun. It was like, oh fuck.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
One little nitpick I have on these 3 episodes so far, and I think I mentioned this last season as well. I don't like any of the shots where the ships look 3D. You know, when they'll cut to space and it's like more of a 3D animation. I don't really like that in any 2D shows. There's episodes of Family Guy where they do little things like that with cars and stuff. And I just never find it necessary. It takes me out of every show where I'm like, just keep it 2D. 2D's fine. Cut, shoot it from the side and not a head-on 3D angle. The animation in this season was also fine. I didn't really have an issue with it. I have seen people on Twitter kind of clowning it. There's one Mark flying scene where his body doesn't move and it almost looks like you like clicked on him with a cursor and then just like dragged him a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. But
I didn't really notice it in real time either, but people on Twitter are they're harping on it.
I love Bob. You do have your takes though, and they're real. They're authentic. They're from the heart.
I know it's a weird niche nerdy take that don't do 3D animation in a 2D show, but it just looks weird to me.
There's a reason why you're the knower of the show. Me, I'm kind of like, I was even kind of like, I kind of just watch this like when I have the kids in the room. I don't watch it with the kids in the room.
No, not this one.
But I'm like doing some work. I could just have it on and I'm paying attention to it, or I don't have to pay attention to every little detail. Where my guy Bob is like, these goddamn 3D models.
They did it a lot. Yeah. And then episode 2 ends with Thrag refusing to kill Conquest, which I thought was also just like a badass scene. Who's doing the voice of Thrag, by the way?
I don't know.
Voice of Thrag, Invincible season 4. It's got to be someone big, right? Right. It's Lee Pace, who does a ton of. I mean, he's been in a couple things. He was the star of Pushing Daisies, which I loved. He's Ronan the Accuser in Guardians, I believe. He's got a good voice, definitely.
That's
and
a
I know
good-
that character is like beloved by Invincible fans. Maybe not beloved, love to hate. But like everyone thinks he's like the best villain in the history of Invincible. So, and there's a ton of books and material to sift through to get there.
The fact that we have Conquest is basically like Jaws, just waiting for him to reappear. It's kind of that's fucking me up with all these other. We have obviously we had the dragon, we had the
Sequids, Sequids.
God, you're gonna have a few other guys, I would imagine, making a comeback at some point. But that motherfucker, he's gonna come at the worst possible time. You just know it.
And what was the line like? Oh, if you told him about Conquest, he's like, right after that, like, what do you fucking want me to die or something? Like, even when he's mentioned in little lines like that, he's looming, and it's like, oh fuck, but he's coming. Like, it's a cool vibe, almost a Thanos vibe of like when he's getting the stones and you're on Wakanda.
Yeah.
Like, oh fuck, here he comes. Like, here we go. Episode 3 opens with Machine Head, and my first note was if they don't eventually use Machine Head by Bush in a scene with Machine Head, it's the biggest missed opportunity of all time. Like, that would be absolutely perfect. Machine Head's a fucking sick character, though. The design of him, I think, is so cool.
I meant to mention this to you. It's got in my head because you mentioned the music. I'm driving AJ to he's like an indoor baseball clinic this month, and as we're pulling up, Man in the Box by Alice in Chains came on, and he goes, first time I think he's ever heard the song, he goes, Dad, I want this to be my song when I come up to bat. And I was like, yo, you understand this.
That is a perfect walk-up song. Tommy Dreamer used it as his entrance in ECW.
Oh, wow, that's right.
That was Tommy Dreamer's, and it was amazing entrance. I mean, Man in the Box hits, people are like, oh, fuck, here we go. Just get him on Alice in Chains, dude. Just fucking get him that whole album.
Rock and roll was within his first 20 words that kid said in his life. He's like, I like rock and roll, Guns N' Roses. So the fact that he has blossomed into like, he's actually become really big into Brazilian trap music of all things, because these stupid YouTube videos, they play like the song at the end of their little clips, especially the shorts, which we've had the band in this house. So because of that, he like knows these songs. He'll just start singing in perfect Brazilian, mind you, all the songs as he's like walking around the house. But it's nice to know he still has some good old fashioned rock and roll.
That's fucking hysterical. The only Portuguese I know from Brazil UFC fights is "O vamos here," which means you're gonna die. I hope AJ doesn't start saying that. But that's like a classic, like Jose Aldo fights back in the day. Like, it would be so intimidating. You go into an arena in Brazil and the whole crowd chanting, "O vamos here, O vamos here." Like, they're chanting, "You're gonna die."
That's metal.
Yeah, real metal. One of the all-time great MMA chants. And then when Conor McGregor eventually fought Jose Aldo, he just went up to him and started telling him that. And he was, he got in his head. He did it because he knocked him out in 13 seconds.
Now, speaking of head, you did say Machine Head. I like this guy. I forget
I kind of do too.
I forget about him, and then he's on screen.
I know.
Like, this fucking guy, I kind of like it. I've begrudgingly learned to really enjoy him.
He's one of my favorite character designs in Invincible because he reminds me of someone that would have been in like Batman Beyond, or like more of a high tech, even like a Creature Commandos type, like Mr. Phosphorus type. Like, some of them have that design. Machine Head definitely does.
That's a good point, Bob. That's a good point. Voiced by Jeffrey Donovan.
I don't know.
Burn Notice,
name right away.
Sicario.
Oh, love Sicario. Let me look up Jeffrey Donovan now.
Don't really know anything else.
Oh, yeah, I recognize him for sure. I recognize his face. Yeah. I don't think he's a huge actor, though. Burn Notice is probably the biggest thing he did. It's
a good, like, his voice. He does a good job with his voice playing the character and the role very well, which I do think, like, he's a motherfucker. I'm like, this guy is such a fucking swindler.
You get Rex puking up a sequid like Will Byers in the bathroom.
Good call. I didn't think of that.
Very Will Byers of him.
I thought it was going to go out the little grate. Do you see how there's like I'm like, we're going to do this, or it's
and then it escapes.
Yeah, and I actually appreciated that it didn't.
That they fucking killed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Magna attack scene, wild, and I thought really good. Like, one of the most intense scenes in this episode, where it's just like people are walking and then they start getting fucking decapitated. And Magna Attack is Eric Bana, another superhero, formerly the Incredible Hulk. He was the 2003 Incredible Hulk.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Which is always funny because Eric Bana played Bruce Banner. Sinclair starts to apologize to Mark. He's not having it. And then you go to the Lou Dragon fight where Titan looks for Oliver's help. He's like, yeah, come on. And he brings him to this fucking old man Lou. And he's like, hey, he's 100 years old. What are you talking about? He's like, no, don't underestimate him. Then the fucking dragon comes out. Another thing where I'm like, this was just fucking awesome. It's just awesome. Like the whole dragon fight in the city with the intercuts with the Flaxen portal getting cut open and like the team fight versus the kind of more of it is a team fight still, but more of a like 2-on-1 dragon type thing. And then him calling Eve, like I thought that was funny too. Like the little brother calling his older brother's girlfriend, being like,
yeah. That's a good comparison. I like that.
That was all good. And then Oliver stopping Mark from killing Titan at the end was good. And then you end this with fucking Titan and Lou both got played. They come into the meeting with Machine Head. That was so good.
That was great. And then you have all those villains. You have them lining up to do whatever kind of malfeasance they're gonna get up to there.
A comic trope that I love. A good villain team up. It goes back to the Adam West Batman movie where you get the Penguin, you get the Riddler, you get Catwoman, you get Joker all in one. There was nothing in my mind as like a 4-year-old kid that was more intimidating, more scary, but also more exciting than a villain team up against one hero. Or, you know, in this case, we have a team of heroes, but it's mostly against Mark.
And you always enjoy when the villains inevitably turn on each other and go to war.
Oh, yeah.
These guys have done. And then always, at the end of the day, Machine Head's going to bring them back together. And we're like, these fucking guys. And they're coming right back at our beloved heroes. So, yeah, I love that trope as well. And I like, I don't know, it's just, I like, I mean, again, it's a Machine Head thing, too. I just like that he's kind of the ringleader of it all.
And then post-credit scene or mid-credit scene, I guess, however you want to talk about it with Invincible, because it's always like 2 seconds after we hit credit scene. Eve is pregnant.
So this is the, all right, I see Invincible's Anakin arc coming into play right now.
Yeah.
Right?
I have to save my child. I have to save my wife. Yeah.
At least
it's going to be tough for Mark.
At least we diagnosed the powers, right?
Yeah. Get ready to learn diapers, buddy.
And that'll turn you dark real quick is when you're changing those diapers. Rex machine, that machine seems like it's a very advanced machine. Can't tell you that the girl might be having a little thing going on in it, a little chemical reaction. So tough.
Oh, and they had I guess I didn't mention the Flaxen portal, the fucking cut off and everything was shut down. When they went to the portal, it all went wrong. Like that also happened at the end of this episode.
Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting how it works with the aging, right? Because they are both young, so when they come back, they probably be older. I don't know how that's all gonna work. The whole thing with the girl, she gets younger every time, right? She uses the powers.
Yes.
So,
but didn't they fix that last season?
I think he did, but this is gonna definitely fuck something.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah.
So
and Ken Jack has seen 4, 5, and 6. He says they're great.
Okay, awesome. I am very excited about where we are. I like that we're just at the point where we're just picking the fruits already been ripened over the last few years, and we don't have to really get a lot of backstory or filler. We kind of are just ready to rock and roll here. I'm very happy with the way this has started, and all the reviews, I think they make sense based on what we've seen in the first 3.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, you want to talk a little me, myself, and Irene to close this podcast out?
Yep, our latest basement left-hand turn that got us with a rewatch for me and a first watch for you.
We've had some ridiculous first-time watches. What we did Can't Hardly Wait on this. We did Road Trip. We did Boogie Nights, which was by far the best.
Oh, yeah.
This I wouldn't talk about as glowingly as Boogie Nights.
No.
But I'm glad I've seen it. It was ridiculous. And it's not completely my style of humor, for being honest. It was so over the top. It reminded me a little bit of Dumb and Dumber humor. And maybe my biggest hot take when it comes to comedies, I'm not a Dumb and Dumber guy. Ooh. Just never have been. I tried to watch it when I was maybe 9 or 10. I got it from Redbox, and I remember I just didn't make it through the full movie. I was like, I don't know what's supposed to be funny about this. As an adult, I do find it funnier than I found it then, but it's just never been one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. This I thought was ridiculous. There were a lot of hilarious moments, but it's definitely not an all-timer Jim Carrey for me personally. Is it one of your favorite Jim Carrey movies or no?
So, I mean, it's what are my, if you go top 5, I guess it's in the top 5, but Ace Ventura is in a tier of its own. It's probably my second favorite comedy behind Billy Madison. So because I love the football stuff in it. I love all the quotes, the ridiculousness, whatever. This, again, I said it on the last episode. I got into this because someone read it's like, if you watch the special version, which neither of us could find, but I believe it's just they weaved all the post-credit stuff into the movie. That's the director's cut or whatever. That made it funnier. I remember when I watched it in the theater, I laughed, I liked it, but it's definitely below Ace Ventura. It's definitely below Liar Liar. It's definitely below Dumb and Dumber, which I do like.
The Mask is up there for me. I love The Mask.
I have to rewatch The Mask, but I did like The Mask a lot.
Jim Carrey's Grinch is up there for me.
Yes. Now, this is the thing. In the theater, when you're younger, and I think, let's be honest, I think the kids are the star of this movie.
The kids are the absolute star of the show.
The best. And you never heard people talk like that, really. You motherfucker, and then I said I could I could speak motherfucking German. I didn't say I could read it all that well. And you're just hearing, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And they're twisting stereotypes on their heads, all that kind of stuff I loved about this movie. And I talked to KFC about this actually when we were in the office on Monday. The face and physical comedy of Jim Carrey is like a lost art, and one that, like, I think the way the world is now, you just be the cringe, attention-seeking hardo. People would hate that these days, and no one would really take a chance with something different like that. And it kind of is a bummer. In this movie, though, I'm like, holy shit! Like, you don't see anyone go for it. Like, granted, comedies have been dead for like a decade or more, but he goes for it every single time. I'm reading in the trivia here that a lot of these stunts where he's rolling down the hill after she kicks him, he does it himself. He's just a crazy person, and only he can pull off Hank, where he does all the face stuff. You're like, oh fuck, Hank's in the room now,
dude. When he's sucking on the tit, like the first time we see Hank. Like the face he's making during that. And by the way, this might have been a mistake to watch this with Lady Fox.
Oh,
because she wasn't, she's just looked up during that scene. She's like, what the fuck are you watching? It's like,
Clem,
what's that old commercial? I learned it from him.
Yeah,
like,
from watching you.
But I mean, the kids are the star of the show for sure. I love the, like, them on the couch as little kids watching the comedy at the Apollo. And then when they do the time jump and they're older and they're still kissing him on the cheek and everything, the scene with the cop, where, like, well, why would you say that? Like, and he's like, I'm going to kick your dad's ass when he's, chained to the car or whatever. The kids were so fucking funny in this. And they were like, there was definitely enough moments throughout this movie where I thought it was like a very funny movie. But yeah, of the movies we've rewatched in the basement, I would put this below Boogie Nights and Road Trip, above Can't Hardly Wait, I think.
Wow. Now, Can't Hardly Wait is a much different movie, and that definitely has a special place in the hearts of those of us who grew up in the 90s. I don't know, this might be like sacrilege to say, but it's almost like our version of like Dazed and Confused, where I feel like
people say like Superbad almost, even like.
Oh, I guess it could be that as well. Like coming of age, type, like, high school party, and people in the 70s, like probably who grew up in the 70s. I love Dazed and Confused. I just rewatched that again. Have you watched?
I've never seen that. Never seen it.
Well, I guess we got next week's.
Yeah. All right, we can do that next week.
I guarantee you are going to like Dazed and Confused.
I've heard that a lot. I really do think I will like it. Yeah.
Very much.
Who's the director of that one? Is it Cameron Crowe?
Yes, I believe. No, wait. I think I'm getting.
No, Richard Linklater, who I love. I knew it was someone that made another music movie, which of course Linklater's The School of Rock, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
You are going. The cast is fucking. They're either became awesome, or you're like, why didn't they? And I still don't know why they didn't become bigger. A lot of those kids that were there, and I didn't even watch it when I was like young, and it had come out in I think 93. I saw the shirts and posters and everything, and I just completely missed it. So all right. So there's next week's episode, next week's homework.
Boom.
Which we have what? We have Daredevil, right? As well.
Yeah. Daredevil, but we'll have one Invincible episode. They won't release 3 at a time. That'll make it a little easier.
May not have 2 monster trailers coming out.
Probably not. Yeah.
But I think we have to do that, because this is one of those movies where I Can't Hardly Wait's like that. Die Hard's like that. Back to the Future. I just feel like I'm going back and visiting friends when I watch it. It's such a good, warm feeling I have watching that movie, and I think you're going to dig it especially. Great. I mean, one of the best soundtracks of all time as well. You're gonna probably end up liking more than me because you're such an old skull. But this movie, this came out in 2000, and this is this was basically like the bridge of like the 90s, we're having fun, it's kind of crazy, to like 2000s, like DX chops, all that kind of stuff. And
it has the energy of that. Yeah,
I'm sure there's people out there. No, I wouldn't say there's no one. I think this is a very relatable thing. I think especially for two guys like me and you who are more mild-mannered people and try to be nice in life. There's a time where you just want to be Hank. And
you want to be Hank.
And I have never really let my inner Hank out in life. I guess kind of like my writing on Barstool was like the closest I've ever done. You kind of just throw shit up and start saying crazy shit behind a computer. And there's just times where it's just nice to see like the comeuppance to the fucking dickheads in life. So that
I had a Hank side for sure. Pre-Barstool, I would say. I'm even like maybe my first year or two at Barstool, probably before I discovered marijuana. Like high school me was angsty, Clem. There was a moment where there's this tough intersection when you're going to the Garden State Plaza in Jersey. Every time it's a tough turn. This guy was fucking laying on the horn against me. It's the only time I've ever done this. It's the only time I will ever do this now, especially with all the friggin' gun owners in the world. I never do this. Put the fucking car in park, unseatbelted, went right up to the guy's window behind me. What the fuck do you want me to do? I was yelling at this guy. I mean, I got suspended from my roller hockey league in Little Ferry for being the only kid to fight on the team. Like, I definitely had a Hank that I would just snap it. And then, 2 seconds later, I'd be fine. The only thing that comes close to getting Hank out of me now is a little bit of road rage. Not crazy road rage, but someone cuts me off on the highway, puts Faith in danger if she's in the back seat. Oh, they're going to hear it.
Hank Fox is coming out big time.
Like hitting a fucking bird out the window.
Unfortunately, I think the internet has made everyone's Hank. When they want to just go out, they'll just say mean, crazy shit on the internet, right?
True.
Think that's kind of what we've become, unfortunately, as a society.
Yeah, my version of Hank is dunking on like Marvel haters.
So the star of the show is Hank. I do love Charlie. He's such a sweet character.
Yeah.
And they do a good job with that. I remember before we watched, I'm like, man, I don't want to see him get his heart broken. It hurts just as much. And it is a ridiculous premise with it all, with the limo driver, and they're both in Mensa. But then kids,
I love the limo driver from Bad Santa too.
Yep, he Bad Santa. He's in Friday, which I loved him, Mr. Parker.
And the shirts too. The shirts with just the picture when she like breaks it to him and she's wearing the shirt with the limo jacket. So funny.
She will be eating blubber and they're just like licking tongues. It was fucking like so fucked up. But the kids, they really, when I think of the helicopter scene, because I don't know if I've ever laughed harder other than the Ace Ventura Rhino scene when they're doing the helicopter. It's just drag this drip, motherfucker. And they're dropping knowledge, but dropping F-bombs. So fucking funny. The names too, I forgot how funny they were. Shante Jr. So she just names him after the dad, even though she doesn't say he is the father. His name is Shante, the limo driver. Lee Harvey, which is and then Jamal. I was like, okay, that makes sense. And you said with like the funny stuff, I think it's what is it, Anthony Anderson? Is that one of the names?
I think so.
I think it's right. Anthony Anderson, the actor. He's in like Departed, and he's in a bunch of other stuff. He's a Blackish, but he goes, "Love you, Daddy." When he says "Love you, Daddy," had me absolutely rolling. And they're so tight and such a warm, cute family. They're always like kissing and giving hugs and "Love you, Daddy." And the even the fucking the Wizard of Oz picture. I'm like, oh, that just seems like such a nice family right there. So I really loved it. And this was one of those things that was funnier. I remember at the time was the nose squeaking. Yeah, it doesn't pick up as much at home, but when he just has that nose for like a half hour and it's just squeaking, it just made me laugh every single time. Whitey is a wacky character in itself. The Farley brothers, like this is Farley brothers at their finest. You're in Rhode Island. It's a weird part with weird characters. And one thing I loved about this movie that I've never seen, I don't think since or before, is I love that every person in the movie gets their picture with their credit. True. And they point an arrow to let you know.
I like that too.
That's cool. I think more movies should do that.
I agree. Credits have almost become like a lost art a little bit. Like credits used to have like gag reels and bloopers or like little tiny things that would make you laugh in the corner of the screen or a little reference or, they'll cut to a character that didn't really matter in the movie doing something wild. The nerd gets the girl in the end and you see it during the credits or stuff like that. Like I would like more of that as well. Even that early on in this movie, the barbecue scene when the guy comes up to him, being like, those boys.
God damn it, Charlie! They're dicks bigger than those sausages. I'm like, oh my.
Yeah, it was really
beats
funny.
off the hair. The water beats off the hair.
How about this? I have a fun fact for you that can touch this movie and Dazed and Confused. And I was just talking about this in the office this week. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, I believe, was Renee Zellweger and Matthew McConaughey's first role. They were both in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, filmed before Dazed and Confused. Dazed and Confused comes out first and becomes a massive hit right away, I believe. And I learned this from Hard Factor Pat, who is the manager of Pup Punk and also the manager of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, writes that Matthew McConaughey tried to get the movie canceled. He was like, don't fucking put that out. Like, I just became a big star. You better not fucking put out Texas Chainsaw because that's going to be a piece of shit. And I don't think people like that one. I'm not positive. Maybe people did like it, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't like one of the ones that people are going back to all the time and it's beloved. But if you look on IMDb, it did come out after Dazed and Confused, but I believe the story is they filmed that first and McConaughey was like, I'm a star now, so let's not put out that bad movie. He tried to get it axed. So
I'm looking at it here. It got a 3.4 on IMDb in terms of a review out of 10. So that does, lend itself to maybe not being the best movie. And I had no clue Renee Zellweger, she was Girl in Blue Truck uncredited. I had no clue she was even in Dazed and Confused. So that is a good fun fact to tie the room together, Bob. Good job. Good job.
There we go.
Speaking of that line, I think we've been over this. You've seen Lebowski, right? I feel like you have.
Of course. Yeah. But that I say, of course, I saw it for the first time maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It wasn't like one that I grew up with or anything. That was a Lady Fox. She was like, you haven't seen Big Lebowski? Like, I got to show you fucking Big Lebowski. And she showed me, which shout out Lady Fox. We just passed yesterday was 6 years of us talking.
Dude,
it wasn't, it's not the official anniversary. It was when we started talking.
The modern day anniversaries, I would love that. Like in college, it's the worst. It's like, all right, when we start dating, when did we start hooking up? When did we start talking? There's like 7 different INGs in there. That it's like, when do we start?
Well, now it's also like we're engaged, so we celebrate the engagement one more than the dating one, but we're going to be married, so we'll celebrate that. I'm excited to just have the marriage one. We've got so many dates out there right now, which if you do the math, 6 years ago today, it was like 6 days after the world shut down. Very lucky for us to find each other in that time.
My guy Bob, and this is with all due respect to you, and this happens to us, many of us at Barstool, including myself, hand up. We outkick our coverage. And the fact that beautiful young lady reached out to you and jumped into your DMs is still one of the most incredible things. And
over Club Penguin. It was a Club Penguin story that got her. Yeah, it was. And I say to Rhea and Tommy Smokes all the time, I'm very grateful for them because they text me, Bob, get on Club Penguin. We're playing. And I was like, listen, I love Club Penguin as a kid. I'm 20, at that point, 21 years old. I'm not fucking playing Club Penguin right now. And they were like, Bob, get on Club Penguin. I was like, okay. So I went on Club Penguin and we started posting Instagram stories, laughing at each other. And I think Lady Fox's first DM to me, she like hit the crying face emoji and said something like, I got banned from Club Penguin back in the day for putting song lyrics or something. And I think she said like something bitch. Some song that had the lyric bitch in it and she got banned. And I was like, that's hysterical. We started talking and a few months later I drove out to Ohio. Now we got a whole ass daughter, Faith.
Yes, exactly. That's one of those stories you tell the kids if you choose to go down that road one day. It's all thanks to Club Penguin. It's the stuff. It's so funny that the things in life that you feel like are the big moments and the big decisions, and then it's actually deciding to play Club Penguin and her deciding to write a lyric and getting banned is the reason your lives will forever change, man. Awesome.
Crazy. All right. This weekend's an exciting one. Going to see Project Hail Mary. Very excited about that. One of my most anticipated on the year. But then it's all on board for Daredevil. It's let's go on the hype train there because season 2 is getting a very good buzz.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know the buzz on that.
Very good.
Do we know week 1? Are we getting like another 3-episode drop or
no? I think it's just 1.
Thank God. I just threw another movie on our plate. And I don't think Dazed and Confused is all that long of a movie. And I just did rewatch it, but I will rewatch it again because I was like, I almost wanted to rewatch it right after I'd finished it the other day, like last week.
I'm excited to have a reason to watch it now because it's been one on my list that for years, it's like I haven't been like avoiding it. I've known this is probably a movie that I will love. I love Matthew McConaughey. I love that era. I love movies where they incorporate a bunch of cool needle drops and make you feel in that era, that zone. So I'm excited to have a reason to talk about it.
If you haven't already, I'm sure you probably know, obviously, some of the people don't look up the cast and just
Okay, yeah.
naturally, because
I
it's
honestly don't really know a
thick
lot about
cast.
Confused.
Big names, little names, whatever you want to call it, and this like never had like there's has-beens, never was that like don't make sense. You're like, this person rocked in this movie. How did they not grow? And there's even one actress in it, I won't say who, where you think she'd be in it more because she became a bigger name. And I think they said that she got her stuff cut for some reason, someone with the director, and you're like, it is kind of weird that this actress is in it and she feels like. So without giving anything away, I'm very excited for you to watch that, and I'm very excited. We're fucking the plants in Invincible. The plants are growing some nice buds in Daredevil. The buds in fucking Days of Confused were smoking. Everyone's happy in the basement these days. We're in full throttle mode down here.
I love it. We'll talk to you next week for more Daredevil and Invincible and Dazed and Confused.